Well, I'd like to give a big hello and it can't be Yarnsie welcome to 5 to 6 Handmade with Molly Wiecks today is joining us, and she is back to help us get organized and to share some tips and tricks with all of us. So I'd like to turn it over to you now, Molly. I can't hear you. Molly, you have to unmute yourself. Sorry. You're good. She's just testing us to see if we can read lips.
Newbie here, just new. I'm fine. Can you hear me now?
You're good. Yes. And this is a Verizon
Thank
product.
you.
I find it funny every time
Can you hear
say
me now?
that. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
That infomercial.
Okay, you guys, hi. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here today. This Camp Yarnsie is exactly up my alley. I'm so glad Lindsay contacted me over Etsy because this is what I love. I love knitting. I don't actually have a lot of knitting friends in real life. So I feel like I'm jumping into some really cool people that I can actually talk to about my obsession, which is great. Um, like people just don't understand. I was telling them what I'm doing this weekend. They're like, okay, cool. What?
Yeah.
But they don't need to understand because I've got communities out there that you guys are great.
Oh, definitely.
So anyway,
Definitely.
yeah. So thanks for being so welcoming. So my shop name. Oh, go ahead.
Is it okay if I unmute everyone, and if they have a
Absolutely.
question, they can ask? I will say this: if you have a lot of noise in your background, your TV, etc., children, if you'll mute yourself, so that way, if you have a question, you can unmute yourself and ask, and then put it back on. It'd be great. Sorry. Thank you, Molly. Sorry about that.
No, I'm gonna ask for audience participation. So no being shy today. All right. So
I will
my
be
shop
calling
name
on every
is.
single one of you.
Yeah, I was a teacher. I was a second grade teacher, so I am not afraid to call you out. Bad behavior included. um, I started my business when I was a teacher, actually. So I named it 5 to 6 because I would wake up early. I'm an early waker-upper. As if you were in my last session, you've already heard this story, so I apologize. But I would get up at 5 and work until 6, and then I would get ready for school and go teach for the day, and that's how I just carved out little bits of time. So organization has actually been a huge part of building my business and actually doing my crafts because I was a teacher and then I had kids, and we all know how much time that leaves at the end of the day. So just the more organized I could be, the more I got done of the stuff that I wanted to get done. So I'm certainly not perfect, but I've work in progress, and I love thinking about how to organize my supplies and tools so I can just get to the good stuff, not worry about sorting and finding things, and I can just get to the crafting faster. So my business is all about sewing for knitters, basically, bags and organizers, and providing things for crafters. It doesn't have to be all for knitters. Crocheting, weaving, spinning, anything that you need to organize. Definitely skewed towards knitting, but I'm into custom projects too. So I love doing that. I'm excited to share some tips with you today and get started here.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
I'm so
This
excited.
is uh, okay. Did that go through? Can you see that? Next slide.
Yeah, we can see. Yes. Well, you
Don't
can
give
see
away.
your organize your crafty life with the dark background, large tote, small tote, zipper pouch,
Okay, great.
small zipper pouch.
Mouse is being funny. Okay, guys, bear with me. Technical.
Good. And I've never had any form of technical flubs, have I, guys?
Of course not. Here we go. Okay, I think I got it.
Going down
Never.
in flames.
Okay, so there will be a giveaway at the end of this presentation. I want to make sure you know that. $50 shop credit to my shop. And so stay to the end. There's going to be a question, and if you pay attention, you might more easily answer the question. But it could just be someone will get lucky too. So no worries. There's no test, that's for sure.
The odds are good here.
Yeah, the odds are in your favor. So when we talk about organization, we're going to go deep here. Like thinking about how your brain works is really a good idea to start. And thinking about, what's the state of my current crafty life? Are things like out of control? Are they really messy and disorganized? Or do you have a handle on it? What do you need to change or organize to be a little bit happier? So anyone want to pipe up about their current state? Don't be shy.
I'm a collector. I'm a connoisseur. I'm not a hoarder.
Okay.
I'm a
I love
hot
it.
mess.
That's Bonnie
That's
Thomas
okay.
of Yank Your Yarn.
I truly am
The
a
first
hot
step
mess.
is you just have to admit you have a problem sometimes. It's fine. Anybody else want to share? There's no judgment here.
This is confessional time, guys.
Just
It's
let it
okay.
out.
We're a safe
I
group.
have a fine collection as well too.
Yeah, I feel like us crafters, I mean, it's about the collection. We can't be pinned down by just one project at a time, for sure.
Oh, no.
This leads
Yeah.
perfectly. No.
Half at a time.
Right. Thank God either.
Maybe. So this leads perfectly into my first topic, which I got from my favorite podcast, Happier with Gretchen Rubin. So these are her ideas, not mine. But she talks about, are you an abundance lover or a simplicity lover? So a really good thing to think about. So abundance lovers, as you can probably guess, love to have a huge stash. They have all the crafting supplies, everything you could need for every type of craft, and they love it. So it makes them feel like there's so many possibilities, and they could do anything, and they could just open up their cupboard and pick what's for the day, and that gives them energy. So they love looking at those big collections. So it sounds like a lot of us go that way. But some people are simplicity lovers, and I actually skew towards this, even though my husband might disagree. Like, and after I went through my stuff this weekend, I was like, oh. But anyway, simplicity lovers.
You can't admit he's right.
Yeah. Just like having, only what they need and not a huge collection, because when they see the huge collection, it gives them a bad feeling, like I have too much. I feel guilty that I didn't get to this and this, and it's just sitting there. And so it's all about how it makes you feel. Does the collection make you feel good? That's great. If it doesn't, then you have to scale back, and you probably were just in the session destash, which is a great place to start. So thinking about how your brain works is a really good place to start. So what do you guys say? Are you an abundance lover or a simplicity lover?
I was an abundance lover, but I had to scale back because I had downsized. So
yeah, like you move and you realize, oh, I don't have a room to store my stuff anymore.
right. It hurt my heart.
Yeah.
Right? Like giving away children.
A little bit.
That was last night. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I'm abundance. I know I'm abundance. It's okay, because as long as you have a place to put it, it's not hoarding. It's just
Right.
collecting.
totally.
Great.
Abundant.
Yeah,
I'm
and there's a
preparing
difference.
I'm preparing for retirement by making sure I have plenty of everything.
Yep.
I need to start working on that.
Yeah,
I would say I'm an abundance. I would say I'm an abundance lover who strives to have simplicity but doesn't achieve it.
Aw.
I think I'm with you there. Totally. I'd strive for simplicity, but it's not always realistic.
I think I'm
And
a little bit of both.
Abundance lover, a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Said that. That's Judy. No.
No.
Cheryl.
I did, yeah.
And so abundance lovers aren't messy. It's not a matter of messiness and tidiness. It's just, finding that right balance for yourself and how it makes you feel. So I have sisters that collect. They're not huge crafters, but they have collections of vintage things and just stuff, and that they love it. And it's all organized and cute and displayed. So it's not a matter of messiness. Just want to make that clear. There's two different ways to look at that. Okay, so now that we've thought about that, then it's how orderly do you like your things? And are you clutter blind? Because some people, no problem. They just have stuff. It's around. My husband, I think, is clutter blind, which is great for me because I'm not. So I like things tidy. and he doesn't really make a mess, but some people just, they don't see the clutter and it's no problem. But if you don't like the clutter, then you have to address it. Anyone want to share?
I am
What they
anti-messy. I have to be organized. When I work on a project, my workspace is cleaner than it is when I'm not working on a project. Because when I'm not working on it, it's a catch-all space. But I have to have it clean if I'm working. Otherwise, it just drives me out of my mind.
Yeah.
Same
I
way,
go
for
through
sure.
stages. Like I'll have everything, like I won't put things away, and then I'll just like have a panic attack, and everything has to go back where it belongs and straighten it out.
I'm easily
Always a
distracted. Oh, sorry. I'm easily distracted by shiny things, and I'm usually thinking about too many things at once, so I leave things in odd places, and so I churn a lot, to use a hoarder's term, that, okay, well, this got left here because that's where I was last using it, but where it needs to be is over there, but I'm not heading over there, so I'm gonna take it from here and put it from here, because then from there it'll eventually get to there.
No, just get it closer. I like that. Smart.
Well, I'm not saying that's a good thing.
Does it work for you, Bonnie?
Yes.
Drives the husband crazy, because I can never find anything, because I remember leaving it here. I don't remember the part where I moved it over there to get it closer to where it needed to be, because it's
That's
still in
what
the
I
wrong
hate.
place.
Yeah, that's what I hate, when you can't find what you need. That makes me
Yeah.
crazy.
Right.
what
I
I
think
grew up
the
around.
hook is like
My mom.
finding what you need.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she could never do anything because she was always trying to find stuff. One day, this was a very formative moment for me. When I was maybe 5 or so, I opened up the sewing hassock. You know, you can store things in it, and you would sit on it when you were working. Well, I opened it up, and it was nothing but fabric, fabric, fabric. No rhyme or reason. I'd open up a drawer, and it was like bobbins and this and this and this and stuff that doesn't even belong in there. And they're all like that. It's not like you have buttons in one and needles in another. It was just complete chaos. I couldn't stand it.
Yeah, that would
I had to be.
attack too, for sure.
It's very formative for me.
Yeah. Then you were like, and I'm going to be organized for the rest of my life, right?
Yes.
I like that. I like that.
I just want to get to tomorrow.
Yeah. Right. So to move on to my next slide, it's all about being satisfied with your space and your supplies, how your brain thinks, how you want it, and knowing where things are until you find that balance of, okay, I don't have to be tidying every second and everything exactly right, but it works for me and it works for my family. My husband is happy and my kids are not messing up my stuff, and you're ready for the next project that you want to tackle. So that is the goal of the day. We are going to get started with step 0. Yes, step 0, gathering your supplies. So this might be obvious, but go all over your house. I did this with both my sewing and my knitting in the last 2 weeks. So I went in my storage room, in our basement. I went in every room that I thought there might be something. You might need to check your car, right? And then the usual places, maybe couch cushions, everywhere that you might find your stuff. Just get it all together and then get it all in one place. And empty your project bags too. If you want to go deep, then empty the project bags, get it all out there. Okay, and then you want to sort and declutter. So put all the like items together. So all the stitch markers and all the measuring utensils and all the needles and the yarn, of course, and then what other supplies what do spinners have? And weavers. Just put all like with like to see what you have. And then you're going to decide what you want to keep, what maybe is just done for the world. Maybe there's some not usable stuff in there, and what you could pass on to another crafter. So if you just did this in the last session, then you are ahead of all of us, and I commend you. But this next one is such a cute idea. I saw this on Instagram. It's a little fiber library. Has anyone ever seen this? Instead of a little free library? Oh, you don't see it?
Oh, there it is. Oh, we need one of those.
Yeah.
Isn't that cute?
Y'all seen these?
There's one.
I know a lot online.
There's one in Richmond, Virginia.
I've only seen them for
So
books, but not actually.
this one is in Philadelphia. It's Wild Hand Yarn Shop. And they actually, on their website, you can send them yarn because it became such a thing that you can go on their website and request free yarn from their fiber library, and they'll send it to you if you pay for shipping. But you can destash that way too. You can send it to them. I thought that was so cute.
So I'm curious, like a library works. Like you check a book out, you're expected to return it. Are you expected to trade
probably not
something out?
returning.
Just wondering. Like, are you expected to trade something out for it, or just?
Probably not.
I was curious.
I think, yeah, to my understanding, you just, you know, leave what you don't want anymore and then, you know, take out something else or
I love that idea. That is so cool.
Oh, so cute.
It's nice because there's a lot of people that just can't afford to spend like some of us do. And it's nice to be able to just, somebody's walking by, it's like, oh, let me pull that out. So,
Yeah,
it's cool.
yeah. It's an expensive hobby for sure.
Yeah.
So you think there's a lot of people that would love the opportunity to learn or to gather supplies. I mean, you think about all the different sizes you need, the needles and this and that. To be able to gift that to someone for free is super nice. So here's some more ideas. Just donating. Just Google it. Donate yarn supplies. You might have somewhere near you that accepts donations. Ask your neighbors, like, does anyone have any kids that want to learn, or is anyone learning about supplies? Buy Nothing on Facebook. I don't know if you guys have that where you are, but we have Facebook Buy Nothing groups that people love getting free stuff. And it just feels good to kind of support people in your community too that are learning how to knit or don't have funds to buy lots of new stuff. Anyone have Buy Nothing where you are?
I don't know.
Or I think sometimes it's Green Bee. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then I saw a suggestion like senior centers. You would think if there's seniors that, don't have an income anymore or on a fixed income that could use supplies in the senior center or schools. I don't know if they'd be accepting it right now because of COVID, but of course my kids like my cast-offs to make little crafty stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Always a good way to declutter. So here is my unloaded cupboard that I went on to step 2. So I gathered all my stuff and I grouped like with like, and this was my beginning, gathering all my stuff. So I put all my yarn. I mean, you're gonna organize yarn, of course, how you want to. So if you want to organize it by size or project type, type of fiber. I mean, obviously the possibilities are endless. I actually. Oh, it didn't go?
No, sorry. There it went.
Thank you for telling me. It must be slow. So you see the yarn in the basket now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. This is just my unwound yarn. I actually don't have a huge stash because I am simplicity lover. But then I put. Can you see the next one now?
Nope.
Oh yeah.
No.
Okay, I think
In the bags.
Yeah. Then the ones that were like leftovers from other projects go to something else. I just bagged up with the tags so I could know what it is in the future, which is sometimes challenging. And then I'm sure some of you do this, my patterns in binders. I just graduated to do binders. So I've got my hats and socks and mittens in one, and then like sweaters, and used to be a big baby clothes knitter. Got those in a different binder. Keep them organized. Oh, that didn't go, did it?
Give it a moment. Your internet's a little low today for some reason. Give it a moment. Or try again. There it goes.
Oh,
that's fine.
Okay, so sorry about that, guys.
Okay.
These are 2 of my small zip pouches that I sell in my shop. So one of them I just put all of my stitch markers in. I have quite a collection. And thanks a lot, Bonnie, because I saw your presentation and I definitely want more stitch markers now. And then in the other, I put cable needles and stitch holders. So it's just one idea. Put them in little, doesn't have to be fancy zip pouches, but Ziploc bags or whatever. Keep them together. And then what to do with needles, needles, needles. You guys see that?
They're everywhere at this point.
I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't know why my internet's slow, but I'll wait. You don't see circular needles right now, right?
Not yet.
No.
Oh, there we
There
go.
you go.
Oh. Yeah, so just throw them all in a pile. See what you have.
Chime down.
Yeah, it's actually kind of fun, satisfying in a strange way. But like I said, I love sewing for knitters. So I've created some specialized pouches to contain some of these things that will eventually appear on the screen, I hope. Coming. So I made a circular needle pouch that has, it's not super fancy, it just has plastic A5 pockets, and they're sewn into a cute fabric wrap. So you can put them all inside, organize them as you wish, and then fold it up, and they're all together, which is really nice. But you guys don't see that yet, do you?
There it is.
There it is. So it's, here's how big it is. That's the same one. Opens up.
Cute.
Thank you. And then I'm just going to include with orders the labels so you can label it yourself. And or put other slack plies in it. Maybe you wouldn't use it for circulars. You could hold any number of things in the little zip pockets.
I can think of a lot of things to use that for.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I was the one that said it would be great for organizing my spare harp strings because I'm currently using a big, what do you call it? Accordion file. But also, you could use it for tatting projects. You could also use it for swatches, like when you're going to the store for certain fabrics or certain fiber or certain yarn, and you're working on a particular project that requires particular colors, or textures, or whatever. You can have it all in there, glued to a piece of paper, and you have mock-up board.
That is a really good idea.
In your pocket.
You guys are so smart. I've been writing these down.
It's really good. I love how you put those together.
Thanks. Well, of course, you could just use a binder, too. I just happen to love fabric, so I figured out how to put them together.
It's a lot smaller than a binder. It's more, friendlier.
Yeah, that's true. And here's what it looks like when all of my needles are inside. I have I don't know, not every single size, and then multiple of different sizes. So
Nice.
it expands, but it's still kind of compact.
Like it's all in one place too. Because I don't know about you, but after a while, after you get so many needles, like the size 6 goes somewhere else, and it's the only one you find 7, 8, 9, but you're like, where'd 6 go? So it's nice to have almost
Now, if you were super organized, you'd have a note inside there where that is or what project you're using it for. I don't think I'm there yet, but did that take it too far? Sorry, guys, too far.
I never thought of that.
That's right up my street.
I actually do that. I stick a little note in my little thing and to tell me which project it's on. It has a name because I've lost them. I can never remember where the heck they are.
That's impressive. It's like a library
So smart.
I have two friends like that, but they're both accountants, so maybe that accounts for it,
I'm not an accountant. I don't know.
I'm just railing against my
Or if
upbringing.
you
so.
lend some.
It's exactly. Oh, y'all are always
So
entertaining.
I also have an organizer for double pointed needles. So this one has it's just a big pouch that has a slot for every size. So it's like this big in real life.
Nice.
And all the slots are labeled. So you can stick them aside, and then I have, of course, more sets down in the bottom that they're like extras or My pouch goes up from size 0 to 13. But I have, of course, 15s and 17s also that I don't use very often. So those are just in the bottom of the pouch. If you were to order one from me, I could definitely change the sizes. So I could relabel it if you don't have zeros or whatever, but you do have 15s. Am I super laggy?
No, it's just that moment. It's the first
Okay.
time I've heard your audio lag.
Okay. And then the slideshow's lagging. Not sure why. So there's another picture of the double-pointed needle organizer coming up.
Your internet's at one bar, so there it goes. Just be patient. Might take a second.
There we go.
It's aging nicely.
Oh, that's neat.
Ooh, yeah. It's so satisfying to look at.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
It is.
I have to admit, I bought some needles I didn't have just to be able to have every size for my photos. I mean, it's a business expense.
Yep.
Yeah.
A good sock bag.
Yeah.
You put your sock project in there and you got your needles all on hand.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. Okay, next photo
That's
coming
fabulous looking.
slowly. You. If you look in my Etsy shop, you'll see these things are available in all the fabrics that I offer, and then even ones that you don't see. I have a collection of fabrics. I'll show you at the end that you can order any item in any fabric basically, or combos. So lots of customization in my shop, which is so fun because I love seeing what people pick. And I just designed an interchangeable needle organizer. So this is for your tips to go in. And
This is wonderful. I don't know about y'all, but when you get some of those interchangeable sets, while they might be a little bit pricey, it's like the worst cases ever that they come in. I mean, they're falling out when you get it. So this is fabulous.
thanks. So this is that in real life. And so the pockets are just big enough for each set. And every case is different. Every set is different. All the different brands have different numbers. So I can easily customize these with sizes. And then your cables can fit in the bottom, or there's a zippered pouch or zippered pocket on the outside for holding cables. And there's actually some little sub pockets in there if you want to put the cables in there to keep them sorted. So that's a new product.
I like the idea of putting my needles in the one for the circulars. Not my needles, my cords.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I hate having to dig to find my cord number or my cord size. Makes me crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And remeasuring it. So there's another view of the interchangeable organizer. And it's kind of like they all fit into each other. So where's my double pointed?
And I'm going to put the link for the interchangeable organizer, and I'm going to go grab the other one also in the chat, so in case you want to check it out.
So the circular pouch fits into the double pointed pouch.
Oh.
Oh, and then it can all be together. So you could probably cram the interchangeable in there too, but maybe it'd be a little tight.
Okay, both those are in there.
Sorry, this is so slow, guys. I told my family, like, go outside. We're turning off all the wireless devices.
It just came back up to 4 bars, so hopefully it'll pick up just a little bit.
That's so funny.
Sometimes it just varies and it'll fluctuate throughout the day. There it goes. Ooh, that's
There
a
we
pretty
go.
pattern.
This is one I meant to have in my vendor presentation. This is a custom pouch I just made for a crocheter. So those are my crochet hooks inside. And she picked this really cute tangerine fabric. So, like I said, they can be customized for different sets of things. And you just send me a message and tell me what you need and what kind of pockets and how big. It's really fun to do those custom orders for sure. Are you guys out there mostly knitters, crocheters? Who do we have here today? I should have asked that first.
Knitter.
I think we have a little bit of both. We have some crochet. We have some, I'd say predominantly knitters at the moment, but there are some bipartisan Open,
Bisexual.
thank you, bisexual.
Bisexual.
They, both knitters and crocheters in here.
Fun. There's so much to love.
Too much.
So here's a picture of my basket in my closet that has the double pointed pouch, the interchangeable pouch, circulars, all together. Oh, it makes my heart so happy. And then my stitch markers and my cable needles and all that. So to have it all kind of in one spot to keep them corralled.
Great idea.
And then I'll show you in a couple slides, but these all fit inside my large project bag too. So if you don't have the luxury of a huge closet or a sewing room or a knitting room or a big space, you could just try to fit it all in one Rubbermaid tote or a bag that you already have, or I'd be happy to make you a bag.
Or yeah, I mean, sometimes you just need a small space, like a little drawer somewhere.
Yep, yeah, exactly. So step 3, so we decluttered, we organized, and now you want to make your stuff, right? So I have some project bags once you have your supplies sorted, then you can easily pick out what you need. So then if you want to have your project all in one spot, I have a small project bag. So it's in real life about this size.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
That is perfect.
Pattern. And then it's pretty roomy inside. I'm going to go ahead and... So this one has my skein of yarn that's not balled up yet and my little project pouch. It also has a zippered pocket on the inside if you want to keep your scissors and other notions in there. And it's just a really good size for hats or a shawl or baby clothes or even socks or whatever you need. And then it, can loop around your hand and take it around town, as I used to do before COVID, but
Yeah.
I don't do that anymore. So that's the small.
I mean, the weather's getting a little bit nicer, going out to a park or taking a walk.
Yeah.
I just loved it. I can't wait for it to get here.
It's really nice where I am this weekend. It's gorgeous, but I think it's going to keep raining next week.
Oh.
So then there's a large project bag. So this would be great for a big sweater or even a blanket or multiple projects or just, housing your yarn while you're
Oh, wow.
in your closet or on the doorknob or whatever, and it goes over the shoulder. Or just a tote for spring, right? And this has a zipper pocket inside and then the 2 open pockets on this side for like phone or keys or...
Such pretty print.
Thank you. I do love this one.
Yeah. Even a beach bag or even a mummers. That's what I call them. Mummers.
Yes.
Mumpers.
So here's a project that I did with some giant yarn. And I just loved how it just fit in there. It was huge, but it fit.
That is a big yarn. What size? Needles of those.
I don't remember. I just found them as I was organizing. I don't remember the size. They're like 40 or something.
Crazy.
I'm not sure I'll ever use them again. It's very labor intensive to knit with that big. I guess it's roving, right? Yeah, I made like a square to make a pillow out of, and I still haven't finished that one, so I need to.
I think it's easier
Ever
to
do
do
that?
that with your hands. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah. Okay. So, and then my large zip pouches. These are my favorite because I like knitting hats. So it's just a really good size for one
nice.
skein of yarn, and the pattern just fits right in there, fold it up, then scissors, and I keep my pom-pom in there, ready to go. So just having your projects organized so you're ready to go when you're ready to start the next one, because, well, I like starting things more than finishing, as my last comment probably tipped you off. Anyone else? But sometimes when I buy yarn, I just put it in a project bag with the needles I think I'll need for that, and then I can just grab it and go. And so I have those on my bottom shelf in my knitting cupboard all ready to go. Anybody else like starting more than finishing? Yeah. It's a thing.
Guilty.
So that's a prettier picture of what is in this bag. All ready to go. Can't wait to knit that.
That's like the perfect size. Again, I know I commented yesterday that it's hard to find one that's that true like middle in between. Some of them seem too small, and some of them seem too large, and you just want one that just holds everything without it being kind of excessive size.
Yeah, I think so too. And then I sell these. The wrist strap is sold separately in the add-on section, and it's just nice to kind of like take it with you. I told this story at the other session, so sorry if you're hearing it again. But I designed this when I was about to go for a trip. I was like, I need to take a project, and it needs to fit in my carry-on, and I don't want to get it all messed up, so it has to zip. And so here's what I came up with. I didn't even tweak the size after that. It just sat on my lap on the plane, and I did my knitting, and then I could zip it up and take it with me where I was going.
It looks like a great packable size.
Yes, exactly. And then if I plan ahead, I can kind of be sure that what's inside is what I'm going to need for the duration of the project on my trip. It's always bad when you get there and you're like, I don't have a scissors, or my cable needle's not there, whatever.
That will be in June.
So
I'll find the people with the scissors.
Perfect.
I went online and bought lots of those little, these little guys.
Oh, nice.
And then tape measures, and I made lots of little project, like toolkits, and now there's one in every project bag.
That is so smart.
That's brilliant.
So smart.
Good call.
Yeah, I kind of try to do that with my little zip pouches to keep it like just the necessities. And if I have that, then I know that I have a pen and my scissors and some stitch markers and like your emergency bag, right?
Yeah.
And we are recording this because I'm going to have to watch this over again to write down all these ideas.
So here's a picture of like one of my project bags just on a random day. I decided, I'll just unpack it and show what's inside. So I had my hat going, and I think these needles were the ones I had started with. And then my double points and my darning needle, and that all fit inside, and it just goes with me wherever.
Very nice.
Thanks. Okay, so here's my cupboard. I put it all back together. I bought these little shelves at Target. I just think they're so cute. And it's just amazing that if you have your supplies set up and organized, and you know what you have and you know where it is, I honestly, it sounds so dorky, but you guys will understand. I just look in it, and it makes me so happy because it's like all the stuff that I want to do, and it's all right there. And then, of course, all the colors I like, and it's just so fun.
Yep.
So, go ahead.
Oh, I'm right there with you. Yep. That's eye candy for me right there.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah. Just fun to play in the colors.
I know.
Yep.
And then, yeah, if you've already thought about, is the size of my stash good for me? It's not like you look at it and think, oh no, it's not a feeling of dread. Like, oh no, this is stuff I haven't dealt with. It's stuff that I feel guilty that I bought, and now I'm not feeling like using it anymore. So, like, making it make you feel good instead of guilty or stressed or sad. Just encourage you to find that sweet spot for yourself and take the guilt out of it. If you don't love what you bought a year ago, then let it go, and someone else will love it. And then, yeah, this slide says step 4, maintain, because it always takes going back over and over. So, like, today when I was watching Sarah with Crazy About Yarn, and I'm like, ready to buy more yarn. And then, like, Bonnie's stitch markers, like, okay, new stuff comes in, and you look at what you have, and okay, maybe now I can take this out because it's not my favorite anymore. So if you only have your favorites, then it builds on the happiness that you get from your craft. So what about you guys? Do you have any tips for me? You do.
Just the one like with the travel kit, with the pre-done bags for every project bag.
Awesome. And Lori, I like those scissors that had the cap on it because I'm always afraid I'm gonna like accidentally snip or poke. So I should probably get some of those.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Oh, I'm looking in the comments in the chat now. Pillowcases, lure boxes, smart.
To take care of my jankier yarn addiction.
I have a little square box. When you lift the lid off, the sides fall down, and it's called an etui. And it holds all of your little sewing doodads. And but I think like your small pouch would be better because it's a little more portable than a little square box where you have to keep the lid on.
Got it. That sounds cute though. How do you spell that? Etui? Is it French?
It's French. It's E-T as in Tom, U-I. I used to make them.
You can make them?
But frankly, it's too much work. Yeah, there's little kits you can buy. But I bought my last one.
Okay.
And because I didn't keep any of mine.
Aww. Was it decluttering to give them all away?
It was decluttering a little too much. But I like the idea of the small project bag as, a portable etui.
Yeah, there you go. Keep it on the shelf and then take whatever you need with you in a smaller thing. I'm gonna look at that up. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I bet my grandma had something like that. That sounds so familiar. The sides fall down, you say?
Yep. Yeah, and it's like 4 inches wide and maybe 6 inches tall, so it's a tiny thing. And there's a little pin cushion in the middle. They're so flippin' cute when you open them up.
I love that.
It might inspire you when you see it.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at it. As long as I can't sew it, and so it gets me off another rabbit hole, like sometimes that happens. Scary. Anybody else? So here's a picture of my large project bag with my double pointed needle pouch, my circular, and the interchangeables pouch all together.
Wow.
Good.
Thanks.
I think I could do that. Do y'all think you could do that?
We can do this, ladies. Support each other.
we do have a weekly group. We can almost do a 5-minute start-in.
We need to therapy every session. Does anybody have a whole room they use for their knitting? Fiber?
I'm really lucky because we have a stupidly big house and there's only the two of us. We don't have kids. And so in this house, we've actually got both of us have our own little, it's a tiny bedrooms upstairs where our master bedroom is, but the one I'm in right now is the husband's. That's where the computer is. And right now where we're quarantining the new cats. But next door, I do have the yarn room, and the closet is taken up by the yarn. I've got my whole workspace, my bookshelves, my collection of bad movies and all that. But yeah, it is nice to have your own space that you can at least close the door on, and you're not strewn so much all over the house.
Sure. Yeah, it's so nice to have your own space. I have a sewing room, because my business is sewing. And when quarantine happened, my husband started working from home, and he started working in here. And I was with the kids. I mean, that's my full-time job, is being mom and at that time homeschooling. But I was like, no, we can't do this. You need to find a different space in this house because I need my room.
Yep, get out of my space.
Yep, it's nice to. And then also the mess. If you want it messy, it can be messy. You clean it up, you're going to clean it up and do your own thing. Really good. But if you don't have space, a shelf or a cupboard in some other part of the house, like my knitting's just in our family room cupboard, and that works. I've got
Yeah,
another tip for you. Okay, so my other tip is, oh, my mouse is being funny. Sorry, guys. Just having a catch-all box. So I don't always want to organize, contrary to what I've been saying, but sometimes I just want to dump it somewhere and then get to it later, but I don't want to just put it anywhere. So I just have a box in my shelf that just catches it all until I have time to do it later. And that just keeps my sanity, because it can be there and I know I'll get to it, but there's a place for it. And then also if my kids find random things around the house, they're like, "What's this, Mom? Is this a toothpick?" I'm like, "No, it's not a toothpick. That's a cable needle. Don't throw it away." Then I'll say, "Put it in my knitting box," and they can put it in there. They know where it is, so they can kind of help me also. So if the family knows where to put things, if they find something in the couch cushion, and oh, what do you have, Cheryl? Tell me about this. Is this what you're doing?
Yeah, I love that idea.
I have several of these baskets, and they're my clutter baskets. But this one, because I outgrew my little red basket, I used to have 2 projects in it. Well, this one has got 5 in it. And it reminds me, okay, this is what I need to work on. This is my day-to-day basket. This is what I do work on when I want to knit. There's 1 crochet project in here, and four knitted projects in this basket, and just about all the yarn that's required for each project. It's easy to move around and slide away and put it on the table or tuck it somewhere when I don't want to have it out.
It kind of helps you stay focused. You don't have to get distracted by all the other stuff. That's awesome.
I just have to separate mine, although I have a 4-year-old that is likely to jump into it and dig around, and all of a sudden your yarn looks like one giant, no, it's like a cat. It's like having a cat, I guess.
I know. Or the kids will be like, "Can I play with this?" So we have my house. I think they know by now, because my kids are almost 9 and 6. Like, that is Mom's yarn, and this is your crafting yarn. This is your fun box. Do not touch mine.
Yes, exactly. That's your stuff. This is my stuff. Okay.
There's that is hand spun, hand dyed. Don't touch it. Totally.
Yeah. Well, I totally get that.
Yeah. And then, before I go on, also recommend, some of you might do this, just having a spot maybe in your basement or something where if you think you're going to give something away, but you're just not sure, that it's like my maybe box. So maybe give it away, but if I think about it in a month, and I'm like, "Oh, where's that? Oh, I almost gave it away. It's in my giveaway box." Then I can go grab it, and it's not gone forever. But it's kind of like that pending place. So I do this with the kids' toys too. If they don't ask for it, then it kind of disappears.
That's a good idea.
If they haven't played with it, it just kind of goes in the storage room. It's like in this holding pattern. And like once every, 6 months, or when it fills up, I go through it and I'm like, "Oh, I haven't thought about this in 6 months. It's going to go." Or the kids have not asked about this, then they probably never will. And it really works. So that's another good tip.
That's a great point, actually.
Yeah, that is a good idea.
Okay, let's get on
to my daughter.
Clothes. From season, like last season, if you haven't worn something, then haven't thought about it, you can go.
Right.
Okay, this will slowly load, but it's about time for our giveaway, unless there are any burning questions or other
any
tips.
Deep thoughts? Questions about the shop? Questions about anything, life?
Just want to get back into that shop.
The fabric of the sheep, and it looks like there's one just over your left shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Could you please hold that up to the camera? Is that like a warm gray? Is it a cool gray?
Good question. It's a warmer gray. Yeah, it's kind of on the brown side.
Okay.
Yeah, good question.
So it is an umbery kind of gray. It's very cute.
I think so too. This website where I get the fabrics, they have every color. Like you can get this in pink, you can get it in green, you can get it in 16 shades of green. So I love custom orders. Send me a message if you have a favorite color.
What is the pouch color, the pocket color on those sheep?
Oh, on the sheep? This is a cooler gray, lighter one on the inside.
Okay. I think I've kind of built one on your Etsy page, actually, I think it's that exact one because I think the fabric I chose as the inner one is the same one that's there. It's like it was number 13 on the page.
Okay. I am actually going to show that image in just a second so we can look at it.
Okay.
So you wanted the sheep and the 13? Yeah, we can.
Cute pattern.
I know. I love those sheep.
In the double pointed case. So.
Oh, got it. Yep. I can do any combination of any. Yeah. It's all made to order, so it's so fun. So I would love to give away a $50 shop credit to one of you lucky ladies. And this, if you already bought something and you want to apply it to a previous purchase, I can totally do that. That's no problem.
That's no fun.
Yeah. Or if you just need more, that's no judgment.
Hey.
Okay, so the question is, which fabric is my favorite?
Number 26.
It's very hard to pick.
26. Yep, 26.
26.
Who said it first?
You said it first.
I think I did.
Say that one more time. Is it?
I think it was me, Norleen.
I said it second.
You're right. Good job paying attention, you guys.
Yeah, the blushing floral. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say I didn't see you in the because you're under Jen's, aren't you? Where are you today? Okay,
Yeah,
you're under Jen's. Jen, yesterday must not have she put in her name instead of your name.
Oh.
I was like, I heard you, but I was like, I don't see you.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm here.
It's sort of crazy. Well, congratulations.
Yay,
Yeah,
Jen.
great.
Thank you. Thanks for
Norleen,
joining, guys.
her sister-in-law's Jen.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So,
but look at all the pretty fabrics.
Right?
Oh, sorry, I cut away.
Are you good?
I'll go back for a second.
I was just like, the goodness there.
Yeah, so I love custom orders. So if you pick out, you could say, I want 11 on the outside and 21 on the inside. It's super easy for me to build that for you. You can see some of them have a lighter print, so it's easier to see those markings if it's like the double pointed needle case and it needs labels. So I wouldn't recommend that on number 26 because you wouldn't be able to read it very well. But a lot of them, the ones with stars are the ones I recommend for anything with a label or a personalization on it. So lots of fun fabrics to choose from. There's even more on the website. I sent someone, Kathleen. Kathleen got lost in the beauty of the website I use. We built something cool together, so it's fun. I can help too.
It's a lot of fun.
So fun. And a lot of the people that design these are just independent women surface pattern designers, so I just love that too. Just a circle of creativity. So fun. All right, so thank you guys so much. If there's any other questions, I'm happy to answer them. You can find me at Etsy at 5to6.etsy.com and on Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram at 5to6 Handmade. And I'd love to share this coupon code with you for 20% off anything in my shop. And this will be good until tomorrow at midnight. So Monday, April 19th, 2021. Yeah. And if you already purchased something, I'd be happy to apply the 20% off and just give you a quick refund. Just send me a message. That's easy. And just stay tuned to my social media. I have some new things coming up. I just launched a couple, but here's another sneak peek of a little tiny pouch. Like I said, I knit hats. So, and in order to help me finish things, I put my thread, my snaps, to sew the pom-pom on, because it's like, oh, I'll knit the hat, and then 6 months later, the pom-pom gets put on. But if I keep this little thing full of my pom-pom sewing supplies, then I get it done faster. So just stuff like this that I've finished and I post about, and give you the heads up. I have a newsletter too if you want to get news that way.
Very cool.
Put her Facebook page in as well, so feel free to follow and like her. 5 to 6 Handmade, Molly. Facebook on that, so again, so you can get the updates in that. I was just thinking that'd be great to. I don't know about y'all, but some of y'all have the sew-on labels like you put on afterwards, and I'm the worst about doing that. So that little kit would be fabulous for sticking one of those things. So there's no excuse to not go ahead and sew it on there.
Right.
So it's perfect. But
helping you with that last step, which is another, setting yourself up for success in your projects. Like, what do you need? Am I bad at finishing? Then give yourself that little boost for the finishing step.
Well, thank you, Molly. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.